Alright, welcome to episode 118. My throat has been destroyed for a long time and I haven't really been able to make one. Also, I'm revising for my GCSE exams, which are quite important and quite imminent, so it's very scary. Anyway, episode time. In the last episode, we saw lots of wars, probably. I don't remember, but there was one in Canada, so that's something that happened. Anyway, in today's episode, more of the same, because wars are what fuels this sad world to live in. Yeah. First off, I want to go over here to, I don't know. Actually, there's a war over here, wasn't there, last time? Maybe? Mayhaps. And maybe we go back there, because there's one more country that I think needs to get completely obliterated. And it's you, Blue Country. Somehow you survived until nearly 2060, but not today's episode. Today's episode is your final destruction, as the communist powers between Ingria and Caucasia decide to get together and invade this poor nation. The capital is taken very quickly. The Ingrians have accelerated their military to become, well, the best in Europe. They're pretty good. Also, Caucasians have done the same, really, but they're less European. I would still say that's in Europe, though. I think. I don't know. Most of the countries in Europe, I would say. Anyway, bye bye, Blue Country. And the peace treaty looks something like this. They kind of just draw a straight line, which leads to the partition being something like that. So Ingria is even larger, and Caucasia looks kind of weird over here. However, of course, it has consequences, as heading over to the ideology layer, the very small nation of Astrakhan over here to the east of Caucasia, and now bordering both Ingria and Caucasia, decide to turn fascist. They kind of want to rebuild the fairly strong country they had in the past. It was a pretty long time ago that they had a pretty strong country, but they can rebuild it if they try hard enough. Unfortunately, every single country around them is stronger than them, but if they get lucky and like if fascists win a potential World War V, then things could go alright. Anyway, speaking of countries and fascism and stuff, Iraq, because you're not really Mesopotamia. Yeah, you're going to unite with this little green country over here. It's not a war, it's a union, and it kind of scares a few countries in the region. The green country wasn't very strong at all. But its kind of reunification in the Middle East is pretty scary, because the Arabic Union was in the Middle East 59 years ago, and they don't want that back. So it's not really a very big threat to like Persia or Hijaz. It's just what it could be in the future if it evolves further. But it's probably fine. Anyway, over here to I'm kind of considering two different spots. I'm like, well, maybe I should do war there, maybe I should do war there. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? I don't know. Actually, we could do another really cool war. And yeah, let's maybe do that. Because, let's go to South America instead. And I'll think about that in the future. South America, we have this alliance of three countries between Brazil, Peru, and Chile. And today, the Chileans, who are now very big and scary and not really that Chilean, are invading another country, and this time it's Patagonia. Now, everything in Patagonia is on the western side, or eastern side. So these guys come up with an excellent plan of flying like super stealthy planes from the future over here to Patagonia, and they manage to land over in this city area over here somehow. And they take both these cities, and it's really disconnecting and stuff like the roads. So it's not very hard for them to move into this one, this area where there's probably some urban stuff. And from here, their land army moves northwards towards the capital city of Patagonia, and they take it. As for the rest of the country, it doesn't really live out for that much longer, and they have a pretty easy war taking over the Patagonian country as the Chilean Empire grows even stronger. So that's pretty cool, and also looks super horrible. Anyway, yes, that's good, maybe. Back to Europe then, we need to head over to the strongest country in the entire world. I will look at power rankings after this, Italy. Because Italy is going to be a invading country they don't really have many claims on. They can't really invade many countries around their border, apart from the Alsace country. So Italian troops move across the southern border over here. However, some countries near the Alsace country are going to have some pretty big responses to this, and it's mainly the communist ones, as French troops once again move into this territory, and over here, German troops once again move into the territory, further occupying and partitioning the Alsace nation. And they work out these borders, they're pretty even, it's mostly just split up between all three. So the Germans take over the northwest, France takes over the generally takes from the northeast. France gains the northwest, and Italy gains the southern area, along with the capital city. Economically, I think France gets the most. But yeah, they're all not very happy about that, but Germany's happy their borders don't look horrendous. That doesn't look great, but like, well, I can deal with it, I think. Hopefully. Anyway, that's okay, there was a thing I was thinking about, but actually we should do that. Heading down to Africa. One country who's pretty radical and maybe should have turned fascist before. Oh wait, power rankings. We'll get to you in a second. You'll get your moment eventually. Power rankings. Number 1, it's still Italy. Number 2, Gangiatic. Number 3, I don't know if these have changed really. They kind of, I don't remember. I recorded the last video a while ago. But there you go. It's pretty much almost identical, and it's 2059, as I've said before. Ideology. Back over to your country. This red one. They're a pretty far-right nation, a very far-right democracy, and it's kind of amazing that democracy has survived this long, but it won't be surviving today. As finally, they move over to fascist ideology. The country has a few pretty angry claims on the coastal area of the world, and it's mainly against this country over here. This kind of southern Somalian, Jubaland, Kenyan country. I don't know. This one. Yeah, they're gonna be invading them. So they're gonna try to move towards the coastline. I don't know. I just got a bit there, just showing at me. Religiously, this country has a few Carthaginian areas, which is what this country is mostly ethnically. That's why they got this whole western area. You can also see they match the Indian ethnic area. They're mainly Indian ethnic country. And yeah, war, as I said before. So the troops of this country move in over here towards the coast and take it pretty quickly before moving in on both of these major cities. After that, they start to converge towards the capital city of the country. However, it's not like super weak. It can also supplies from the Indian countries. So the troops move towards a northern city up here, and from there start to push in towards the central cities of the whatever country area you are. I'm going towards this lake and surrounding this city. Meanwhile, in the south, the red team forces have pushed over to this city. They're not getting, or the capital city, I mean, they're getting lots of support from the northern dark green country, who's giving them access to their military bases, allowing for a counteroffensive in the north and a reconnection to this. Well, probably not. Maybe not that. And furthermore, the green country takes over the city. However, the military aid from the north and the use of military bases has allowed them to push back in these northern areas and towards the major city positioned up here as they continue to inch along the coastal area. As for this country, however, they're going to put some emphasis on regaining their coastal territory because they kind of need that for supplies. But they don't manage to retake the capital city, and things start to get even worse in the central area as they're pushed entirely out of there. From here, the troops of the red country continue to move across the border territory. And yeah, they start to advance towards this major city. The central region is told to entirely fall back, but they do manage to protect the coast. They're kind of like, can we have peace now? We're kind of happy to just exist as like our own little coastal country. But these guys are like, no, I don't think you should be allowed to do that. So as their forces continue to move through here, they try to like sign a sheet of unification with the blue country, but they don't accept it, and unfortunately their capital falls once again. And yeah, that's the end of that war and the end of that country. It was a pretty bloody war for both sides, mainly this side though. But there you go. They have been eliminated from being a country. Maybe they'll return one day, but it depends on what this nation does. Because now they have an absolutely huge coastline. Religion time. Germany's 100% atheist, including the Alsace territory, because they're already kind of convinced by atheist ideas. France also becomes a 100% atheist country. More areas in Norway convert over to atheism, including the entirety of the southern area. Whilst out here in the north, the growth of the Finnish religion occurs, as some of these pretty large areas convert back over to the Druidic religion, or maybe not back over, but they convert to the Druidic religion. So there we go. Also, these islands over here, sorry, over here in Norway should also be atheist, including these bits, and probably Bornholm as well. I imagine that's owned by you guys. Large areas of Ingrid, including this central area, or not central but eastern area, and then, oh damn it, this Western territory and this Southern territory convert over to atheism as well, which is probably a majority of the people in the country. Most bit of Caucasia apparently wasn't atheist yet. But speaking of the Caucasians, over here in Caucasia, more large areas of this country are converted over, including these territories, and then some pretty big bits to the north, like this bit, this bit, this bit. I don't know why the mouse stopped working for some reason. Hello? It's quite bad, really. What? I'm very concerned now. But parts of Caucasia should be converting over at this point, but they're apparently not. Maybe just skip ahead and hopefully it will stop doing whatever's going on now. It's quite bad, really. What is going on? If you like, what? What is this? What is that about? Okay, yeah, I don't know what that was, but hopefully, I mean, it's stopped now, so that's, sorry about your watching experience. Anyway, there's a weird corridor of people who aren't atheist over here, and then down in the south we see this area convert over, but there's still some pretty major areas in the southern part of the country which haven't not yet converted over. South Africa, boom. That's not South Africa, it is, but... In South Africa, the entirety of the coastal area converts over to atheism, and it's not just one city that isn't, coastal as well, isn't atheist. In what I believe was previously the most atheist country in the world, we see the entire northern area, along with some of these random bits that recently gained in whatever, they convert over to atheism, which is like the one bit of communism in North America, so that's kind of strange. And otherwise, there's probably Morocco. I forgot you exist, Morocco. You don't like people that much, do you? Kind of. Over in Morocco, then we see this area, this small bit in the south, all this northern territory. Actually, that's it for northern African Morocco. Whilst over here in this area, sorry, yeah, I'm still not great. But I gave it my best shot. These eastern areas of Iberia convert over, and now let's do. That is such a strange looking thing. And other religion, like fascist countries. Over here in Italy, we're going to see the full conversion of these people along the French border regions over to fascism. Oh no, fascism. The Roman faith. There's no European religion people in Italy. Well, Northern European religion is kind of all gone though. It's really weird. We just need so much destruction of religion. Down in Hijaz, it's very complicated and weird. We're going to see this region along with some of these coastal areas they're mostly targeted. And then this random bit over here, we see lots of territory given over to the Hijaz faith people, including this territory. Maybe also like this bit. I mean, sure, why not? Yeah, but I thought that's probably everything. I can't really see because green or red, especially these shades of green and red, make it very hard to see what's going on. But there you go. It's all very messy over here. And also, you meant to have that bit. Down into our newest fascist country, we see some of these Indian religion areas converted over, along with the Mesopotamian religion areas in the northern part of the country. Over here, this city is converted over to Carthaginian religion, and up in the north, efforts are made to convert, or at least just cleanse the people, between some of these major pockets of Carthaginian faith. So stuff like that happens, and then like I don't know, I guess they cleanse all the neighborhoods between the coast, causing this area to also become dominated by Carthaginian faith. And the Mesopotamian people aren't too hard to convert because their religions are kind of the same. And maybe also this bit over here, just for like linking and stuff. Over here in the Central Asian country, we see some more of these eastern areas converted over to this religion. But to be honest, I'm not sure they would go that far north, just because it's kind of its own area, and they don't want to provoke too much of like a ethnic backlash. They don't want to have everyone revolting away from them. It's kind of the same for the major Mesopotamian areas they've got. because it's kind of just hard to convert all these people, because otherwise they're going to have their own civil war. I mean, there's probably lots of civil violence going on in the country at this point, like against all these people, so they might just not move past here. And it's not until they're in a better position, where like the fascists are in control of everything in the world, then it's kind of like, yeah, you know what, you can probably get away with just doing some of that stuff. Anyway, over in Vancouver, they just convert all these people, and they're gradually moving down their territory. They might just convert all of it. And then down here in South America, not really much is happening. I don't know, this always takes ages to do, and it's always a bit of a slog. But it's kind of like more story stuff, so it's probably good. Where do you go? Somewhere. Anyway, war. We do need to do more war. And we need to actually go over to the Persian country, because today we're going to be doing a very first of something. And today's first is a war between fascist countries, as the Persians decide to declare war on their eastern neighbor, the nation of Pakistan, who is also a fascist country. Alright, so the Persian forces begin their invasion over here in the east, moving down the coastal territory towards the capital. Persia is amongst the strongest countries in the world, so in war by the Pakistani country was definitely not expecting an invasion from their like kind of brother nation, but they don't like each other very much. It goes pretty badly for Pakistan at the start until they do manage to push out towards some of these cities over here in the northeastern areas of the country. Why I'm getting confused between that. It's just because it's northwest of your country. But yeah, Persia is still managing to move towards the capital in the south and towards this city in the center region of the country. The Pakistani forces managed to kind of entrench themselves in this area. However, beyond here, they're not really moving at all. As Persian forces manage to take this city, they get pretty close to the outer suburb areas of Pakistan. Luckily, Pakistan manages to have a pretty good counteroffensive around this territory, capturing the city over here in the center. But they don't really do a whole lot from there, and Persia is going to make their own counteroffensive from this point, retaking two of the major cities over here, but no one's taking any of the northern ones. Meanwhile, Persia continues on their offensive in the south, and they finally manage to take some of these outer suburb cities. Not many countries really have claims on Pakistan because they lost World War III, and they haven't really done a whole lot since then. So nobody else is going to get involved really. I mean, other countries could, just for land. Like, you're fascist and you kind of like the Persians, you don't like Pakistan, India, I don't know. Your country's full of Pakistani people anyway, so, so you probably don't want to join the war. Yeah, my throat's just died again. But yeah, Persian forces now continue to move north as the highly populated capital and remaining city are trying to hold out and manage to retake some of the areas until those are retaken. There's lots of battles down in the south. Meanwhile, up in the north, these cities are captured, and the Persian forces continue to move onwards into the central areas of the Pakistani country. So more and more cities fall over to the Persian invading forces as they start to make their way towards some of these outer major cities, and then the capital falls. And these guys are all going to give up really, because there's not much hope or point. And in the peace treaty, it's pretty simple. The entire nation is fully annexed into Persia, and really that's kind of united all religious Persians. I don't know if there's any. I mean, there's a couple, I guess, outside your borders, over here in Kashmir, the Salmon country, and India. But really, they have united all religious Persians, which is pretty exciting. Culturally, I'm pretty sure. Oh, there's you there. You're all Persian, and then these guys are all just other cultural groups. But there you go. I mean, Persia's kind of done what they set out to do, and they've made themselves a really, really powerful country now. So they could be potentially a top 10 nation. Are they stronger than Tibet? I mean, part of me is like, yeah, they might be now. I mean, they're pretty cool. I like them a lot, other than the fascist stuff. But there you go. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye. I hope you enjoyed the video too. Like, subscribe, do that stuff.